Make no mistake, Will Moorhead is living the dream. Somehow the guy has gone from a somewhat perpetual CrossFit Games athlete with his life destined of doing some semi-personal training on the end and maybe shilling protein powder on the side, to being the director of a brand new fitness competition.
What is the World Fitness Project?
I don't even know what that means.
The thing that's the craziest to me is that, to my knowledge, Will has never programmed a single competition in his life.
That's ridiculous.
It'd be like hiring somebody to make a cereal company because they've eaten a lot of Frosted Flakes. They don't understand distribution of Frosted Flakes. They don't know the ingredients that make up the Frosted Flakes. They just know that they like Tony the Tiger. Dig in. Or maybe they don't like Tony the Tiger. It just depends on how popular Tony the Tiger is in that particular season.
That's ridiculous.
Anyway, so much hubbub has been brought up around the World Fitness Project, this thing that Will Moorhead is the director of, that it completely slid by me until just the other day that the way the competition has been formatted is a little bit different. There are 3 tour stops, and if you watch my video from the other day, I broke down what that thing looks like as a whole, and it's very confusing to me. If I was Will Moorhead and I was given a clean slate, an unlimited opportunity and unlimited resources as put by Roger on that podcast,
unlimited budget and a blank check. I just, as long as you travel with a World Fitness Project t-shirt and say that you work for World Fitness Project, you can travel wherever you want and whenever you want.
To do whatever I wanted, why would I do the same thing that's always been done? I'd imagine that I got a 2 to 3 year runway to be able to make this thing look sustainable to people who might want to invest in it. I understand that I got a 2 to 3 year runway to make sure that the athletes want to be showing up. So far in this first 2 to 3 years, I've been shown that I have a surplus of athletes who could care less about this so-called pro card. A card that they aren't even providing to the athletes. There is no physical card.
Is this true?
I begin to ask myself what I need to do to change things. And the last thing you ask me that I would want to do is make everything look exactly the same as everything else. Why would I want to find the fittest at 3 separate competitions? Why not? Everyone knows what that looks like.
It's just a thruster.
Everyone can understand who will be at what spot on the leaderboard. There's no parity. It isn't fun. It isn't exciting. And it isn't new.
We wanted to know what makes this World Fitness Project different from being just another fitness competition.
Nothing! It's the exact same thing as everything else, but potentially even worse. I actually think the death of things is when things get boring and it looks the same as everything else year over year. And not only does the audience get bored, but the athletes get bored. So bored that they don't want to show up to the 3rd event of your first season.
Another one.
You change that by making it more enjoyable for the audience.
Just replace it with audience.
Why? What do I mean by that?
No, the audience didn't like that.
Tell you what, it's going to be very hard for Jason Hopper to drop out of the finals if he sees himself putting on 100,000 followers at the finals in Copenhagen. Everybody ask yourself, why is it that Fraser, Froning, Tia, and all of them have millions of followers? The CrossFit Games was cool, it was exciting, it was different, everybody had their eyeballs on it, and that's the main thing. You gotta have eyeballs on it. And how do you get eyeballs on it?
Ratings.
You gotta do the Great Gatsby thing. Everybody wanted to go to that party to see what was going on in Newegg. Is that right? Newegg, old chap. The money becomes even less important when you become more popular. This day and age, popularity is its own form of currency. And I've been paying attention to Sung Yeon Choi over the Physical 100 over in Asia. And from when I was over there, she had 40,000 followers to the point in time. Currently, she's got over 100,000 followers. I do not understand why this wouldn't be the goal of the brand new thing, especially when you're trying to get TV contracts. You need people to want to watch it, and I'm going to show you exactly how you get people to watch it with my reprogrammed World Fitness Project season thing. If I was given the keys to the castle the way a Will Moorhead had, and this is what Andrew Hiller would potentially do with it.
Go do this.
Allow me to remind you that I did this in 1 hour.
Wow.
Is this true?
I was sitting in the sauna and I'm thinking, I throw a lot of mud at the competition the other day. It's only fair if I take my pants off and allow everybody to do the same thing, potentially throw mud at my concept. But in the next 10 minutes, I don't think anybody's going to have a hard time saying that this is a better idea than whatever they're doing over there. And if you do think that their idea is better than mine, feel free to let me know in the comment section. I give you the greatest programmed free competition series of workouts you'll see on the internet to this point. And I can say that because I don't think anybody else has done this yet outside of Will Moorhead. In the red, we've got stop 1, in the blue, we've got stop 2, and in the black, we've got stop 3. I don't know what I want to call them, but I know that we're going to use a lot of the same parameters that Will's got set up. So for example, there are 6 events in 1, 6 events in 2, and 9 total events in 3. Here's where it gets really crazy and really different. You're going to notice that over in the red, everything is super gymnastics heavy. In the blue, it's going to be very powerlifting and strongman heavy. John Wellborn would have an absolute field day with the blue stuff in here. He'd have a blast.
Oh
my God.
Call in Mitchell Hooper because I bet he beats everybody.
Time to see how many fourth graders it takes to take me down.
And then the finals, we're going to find the most well-rounded person. They're not the fittest, they're the most well-rounded.
That's ridiculous.
Got the most well-rounded athlete on earth after going through these 3 tests. How can we do that? Gymnastics heavy, weightlifting heavy, and then we just had a well-rounded test. Oh well, for the most well-rounded athlete on earth.
Oh well.
I don't care. One of my incentives is to not piss off CrossFit.
Why not?
How do we not piss off CrossFit? Well, we work with CrossFit. We do things that are clearly CrossFit and we say the word CrossFit. We explain to the world that the people who are probably going to do the best at our event are going to be CrossFitters. So there's no better way to start off the entire competition than with a workout like Murph. And you're gonna see a couple of other things just like this. We're talking to our people. We wanna work with our people. We're certainly not gonna start up our own affiliate program. We're going to do what we can to support those that are already out there in the CrossFit space. And this green line right here, that shows you that that's just day one. So day one, all they're gonna do is Murph because, like I said, on stop 1, stop 2, very much like Will Morad's doing right now, we don't want the athletes to get beat up. We want them to come on in and we want to showcase everybody. On day number 2, we're gonna continue that showcase with a max distance unbroken handstand walk and a max duration unbroken dead hang. A couple of things that I've been talking about quite a bit, like why don't we have any sort of max gymnastics tests? Why is it all max weightlifting? We can do those later in the stops. Stop 1, let's not beat everybody up too bad. I mean, you already did Murph. We're on number 3, a bunch of double unders and toes to ring. I think that's a cool rep scheme. I'm not gonna break these down, but you can just look at them on the board if you want. But where it does get cool is where we started with Murph, we're gonna end day number 2 with beat Bajent. This is where we get crazy. This is how we make it cool. What do? First of all, we make sure that this event isn't going on during the NFL season, because if it is, then we can't bring Tyson in, and we want to bring Tyson in. We're going to bring in an NFL athlete to our first event, and we're gonna have him do it alongside the pros. We're going to have an 11th lane where Tyson will compete. I mean, why not?
Unlimited budget and a blank check.
The NFL gets a hold of that, all of a sudden, Tour Stop 1 is way more potent than anything else. We're having more fun with all the athletes. I get to meet the NFL quarterback. We're playing nice with Andrew Hiller on the internet. Can you imagine how hard it's going to be for the dude to talk crap when the 4th workout of the first competition is one of his own workouts with Tyson? Day number 3 starts off with this weird thing with those freaking Hulk hands that they had over a row. They're called fat bells. 60, 50, 40 double fat bell front squat and shoulder overhead. It's just going to blow their shoulders up. There's a bunch of squats in there. And then the event finale, 400-meter run, 40 bar muscles, 400-meter run. It's quick, it's cool. You can see people run into the finish line. You're not going to do these on runners because that would look ridiculous. But at the end of the competition, you're going to see people, and there's no one who's going to be able to argue with me to the fact that there will be a smaller athlete who wins this thing. But it is stop 1. That's okay. The points are going throughout the entire season. The athletes are well aware that stop 2, and we've told them this, is going to be a little bit heavier. They know that Tour Stop 3 is going to be a well-rounded test for the most well-rounded athlete.
Oh well.
So Roman Krenikoff and James Sprague were licking their chops at the event finales and have won a couple of the first couple of stops. They're probably going to be sitting in the mid-teens after event 1, just because the events aren't shaping up for them. It adds parity to the event, and it makes people want to tune in the future because it's going to look different. It's not the same thing you've seen all the freaking time. Event number 2, we're just starting off with a powerlifting total. It gets its own day. Max squat, max bench, max deadlift. You only have 3 attempts to do it. We're doing a legitimate powerlifting event on day number 1. Why? Because just like the Rogue Strongman events, the strongmen are tuning in to see what the CrossFitters do. Very much like bringing in Tyson on event number 1, you could bring in a powerlifter on event number 2. Have them do the total alongside the athletes. That's just one day. Day number 2, 100 calorie echo bike. That's its own thing. 50 pig flips. That's its own thing. And then event number 4, this is where I was very proud of this idea. This is crazy. Anybody know what this is just by looking at it? I'm going to give you at least 5 seconds to try to figure it out. 1,600 meter sled drag. You're wearing a 70-pound backpack, you're carrying 70-pound kettlebells, and you're also wearing 20-pound ankle weights. The women's equivalents are all written on the board. If you haven't figured it out yet, this is the Barbarian.
We are getting ready to do Barbarian.
Why not?
Tyson Bajent was the star of Tour Stop number 1, and the Liver King is the star of event number 2. Swallow your pride. Don't care about what anybody thinks. Bring the dude in. He's going to be over the moon to be doing this thing, or even just watching and broadcasting and talking about the Barbarian while all of the athletes are doing this for what ends up being about an hour.
Barbarian can take anywhere from a couple of hours to 6 or 8 hours.
Andrew, they're in a freaking arena. I don't care. I have unlimited resources. I can have them do it out in the desert in Arizona. It does not matter to me.
Unlimited budget and a blank check.
What does matter is getting as many eyeballs as possible. Having people talk about the people doing the Barbarian. Can you believe that these idiots brought the Liver King in? I don't care. They're talking about it. Because they're talking about it, you know what that means? More eyeballs. You know what more eyeballs means? More followers for Jason Hopper.
Huh?
When Jason Hopper wins the Barbarian with some barbaric time, everyone's gonna go to his Instagram and go, oh, look at all this cool stuff. And they're gonna follow bro. And that ends day number 2. Day number 3, 500-foot yoke carry, 500-foot farmer's walk for time. Done. The yoke is the weight of Strongman Sphere of 2018, and the farmer's carry is a little bit heavier because I want people failing. I want people questioning whether or not they can walk. The event finale, axle bar thrusters and shuttle runs. Shuttle runs go up, axle bar thrusters go down. That final bar, can you do 9? I don't know, nobody knows.
But it's provocative.
I haven't tested any of these. Remember, I came up with these in about an hour. But there will be a complete difference from who won the first tour stop to who wins the second tour stop. We aren't trying to find the most well-rounded person over the course of each of them as they stand, but we're trying to find the most well-rounded maybe between the 2 of them. Oddly enough, I think this is a better test of fitness between these 2 events than their first 2 events were.
Oh my God.
And how simple is this? I just broke this stuff all down. You know where it came from, you know where I'm going, you know why. And are you confused by any of the numbers? No! I don't think so, but this is it. This is the finals. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Day number 1 is a little bit of a doozy. We're doing a max Olympic lifting total. Same way we did the powerlifting total. You got a max snatch, you got a max clean and jerk, you got 3 attempts to do each. It is a weightlifting event. In the same day, you're gonna go on over to a track in the field. You're gonna do a max high jump, a max bench press of reps for 225 for the men, 155 for the women, and a max effort 400-meter run. It's kind of combine style. Again, we want people looking in from the outside and thinking, hey, Jeff Adler can do how many bench presses at this weight? Jason Hopper, 233 pounds. Can he do 30? No, he was a Clemson wide receiver. How many can he do compared to the wide receivers in the NFL having done CrossFit for however long? It's cool. It adds conversation and it's totally different. And that's the goal. Remember, we wanted to be entirely different. Look at this guy. Day number 2. Wait. This is it. Wait. This is the only thing that we're doing on day number 2. What does this look like? We got all these 1,000-meter runs. There's 8 of them. You might already know where we're going. If you don't, you'll know when you see that we're ending with 100 wall balls. What is it? It's a high rocks race. Huh?
Is this true?
Oh, well, that's ridiculous.
Day number 2, event number 3, all we're doing is a high rocks race. And this is where I have my absolute greatest idea of them all. If I'm Will Moorhead and I have any inkling of an idea that people will not be attending my final event for whatever reason whatsoever, I have now started to play with the idea of taking money away out of my pocket and giving it directly to the athletes.
Unlimited budget and a blank check.
Let's say that there isn't as deep of pockets, unlimited funds as I once heard there were. Let's say that I need to have it run away. I know that I only have 2 or 3 years to make this freaking thing work. I'm gonna go look at the High Rocks prize and I'm going to throw an extra 10 grand on top of my embedded into my competition High Rocks race. So 30 grand has gone to the most recent High Rocks race winner. I'm gonna give away 40 grand to the person who just wins this event because I can, because I'm Will Moorhead. Why not? All of the High Rocks world is looking at this event. We're leveraging the High Rocks world. Hell, bring in, what are the names? Megan Jacoby, Hunter McIntyre. You can bring in Dylan Scott, the hybrid raccoon. I want you guys to watch this. I want you to talk about it. I want you to be jealous that my people are getting $10,000 extra while also running probably 10 minutes slower than you do. And they're all doing their wall balls deeper than you do. And that's its own day. That's it. That's it. That's the whole thing. And what do you do while everyone's doing this boring stuff? Well, this person who just ran this High Rocks race also did this many bench press. You do some media, you clip it over. It's on its own day. You had a whole day's worth of time to create little sub clips of their max high jump, their max effort 400-meter run. So not only are they doing their 1,000 meters at this pace, but they also ran their 400 meters in 52 seconds. You can reference their snatch and clean and jerk from the first day too. Not only are they able to push this sled, but they also snatched 300 pounds just yesterday. You are showing the world what a real hybrid athlete looks like. Because not only are they doing things that are comparable to the best high rockers in the world, but they're also lifting ungodly amounts of weight. And they did it just yesterday. Day number 3, we're going to the pool. Because apparently we can go to the pool. We're not going to use a machine. We're also not going to do anything crazy, but we are going to use a drag rope. So you got 3 sets of 125 drag rope. Double unders, your heart's beating out of your chest, and then you're going to jump into the pool, 250 for a couple of swims. I think that's a far better workout than whatever they're already doing over the finals currently. And then you have double DT. Double DT. We did Murph for the first event of all of our season, and now we're going to bring in double DT. And so far, even through just the first 5 workouts, I think we have a pretty well-rounded person. I mean, honestly, if you have to ask me, I think we're missing a little bit of squatting, but we're going to get there. Let's go to our 4th day. It's a big one.
That's what she said.
For time, 1 time through, it's basically 21:15, 9 times 3. You've got 63 box clears. You can't touch the thing. You got to go all the way over the top of it. 45 weighted alternating pistols with a single kettlebell held out in front, and then you got 27 ring muscle ups. What a neat little workout, no? I want to watch somebody do that. I want to watch all the most well-rounded people on earth do that. Event 7, we're throwing it back to Dubai. You're doing acid bath. Another one where everyone's like, oh, we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into, and this is the finals. We've done something really stupid long with a bunch of machines, and now we're doing something really stupid short with a bunch of machines. Wow, what a concept. Every fraction of a second, every ounce of energy you don't want to pour into the thing is going to show on the leaderboard. It just shows you're a little baby. We've got historical data and events to pull upon. We can even look at what Matt Fraser did way back in the day. I think Fraser did that workout. And then event 8, the finals. It isn't just a 3-round workout for time where everyone knows that you're going to be able to do the walking lunges and the thrusters unbroken. It's a 3-part workout, not 3 rounds for time, 3 separate 100-point scores. 160-foot power drive, 16 parallel handstand push-ups. A power drive is the snail of Rogue.com. I'm just assuming that Rogue is also giving me whatever I want, and I'm going to say I want 10 of those power drives. Big old pushers. 16 parallel handstand push-ups. Whoop-de-doo. A 5-minute time cap at the 7-minute mark. After that 2-minute reset, you're doing 24 pegboard ascents. That's its own score. It's 100 points. You got a 5-minute window to do that. You get as many as you can get. Maybe we'll give the women 20 instead of 24, you know, just so they can all finish the freaking thing. Women out there, tell me if I'm wrong. But you got another 2-minute reset. At the 14-minute mark, you've got the final event of the entire competition. 32 thrusters with a barbell, 135 for the men, 95 for the women, into another 80-foot power drive. My lanes and my floor are 80 feet long. All of those feats and distances can be messed around with a little bit, but I'm imagining an 80-foot floor. You're gonna have a very hard time telling me that this doesn't look more exciting than whatever they've done this year. For our first 3 stops, we brought in an NFL quarterback, a social media sensation, and a bunch of people in the fitness world, I don't know, maybe even the most popular at the moment, the High Rocks people. Through those 3 separate things, we've now had the possibility of gaining virality through clipping of internet posts. We put a $40,000 bounty on this event by itself.
Unlimited budget and a blank check.
And you know what? If I really wanted to, but I really wanted more people to show up, I'd say, hey, we're also going to give $5 grand to the winner of the snatch, $5 grand to the winner of the clean and jerk, $5 grand to the winner of the high jump, and we're just going to make it $5 grand across all of the first 2 events because I can.
Unlimited budget and a blank check.
And I need this thing to be around in year 4. I'm supremely confident that everyone's going to look at this and enjoy the crap out of it. But again, the thing that is insane to me is that they took somebody that liked Fruity Pebbles, a long-distant relative of Fred Flintstone himself, and they thought, oh, hey, we think that we want you to run our cereal company. Why not? The only thing that you're going to be able to do is look at somebody like Cocoa Pebbles and Rice Krispies and say, well, we're going to try to make it as similar in color as possible, but we're going to take out the red one. So in our concoction of Fruity Pebbles, all you're going to have are yellows and oranges and blues. Everyone will look at it and go, you know, that's basically Fruity Pebbles. It even tastes the same as Fruity Pebbles, but there's just something missing. Oh no, we're not Fruity Pebbles.
You think?
You're clearly Fruity Pebbles. You're selling the cereal to the same people who eat the Fruity Pebbles, and they all realize it doesn't taste as good. Versus what I tried to do. I'm going to create a new cereal. We're going to triple the size of the marshmallows put into Lucky Charms. Andrew, those are just Lucky Charms. Yeah, I know. Thanks for the idea, Lucky Charms. But I've always thought that it'd be cooler if I put bigger marshmallows in. I think more people would like bigger marshmallows. Oh, yeah, bring in that leprechaun too. No, we'll get our own leprechaun. But we definitely need a leprechaun. I just seriously cannot believe that through 3 events, it's the fittest of this event, the fittest of this event, and then the fittest of this event. I know I made a joke about the well-rounded part on my last one, but the idea of having an extremely skewed and biased event 1 with the opposite skew and bias on event 2, followed by a little bit of a rampage on event 3, which I don't know how it wasn't considered. I don't know how it wasn't thought about. But then once you think about it a little bit, all Will Morad knows is Dave Castro in the CrossFit Games. It should become no surprise, and as I think about it, it has not been a surprise to think that it is just basically a glorified regional. If it remains a glorified regional semifinal, it's done in 2 years, not even 3. That's all I got to say about any of that. Let me know what you think about my World Fitness Finals thing. Bye.
Unlimited budget and a blank check.